energy. Like I forgot to bring these glossy advertisements from Entergy, the nuclear power plant, Indian Point, showing New York in the dark. Like after Fukushima, they're doing all this mailing. Now they're going to advertise on Jon Stewart. The Nuclear Energy Institute is buying time. I read this week on Jon Stewart. We're writing to Jon Stewart to soften the attitude of young people that watch Jon Stewart towards nuclear power, because they don't know what we know. You know, we've been living with it for years.
Well, the example from Japan is the lesson there.
Exactly.
54 reactors shut down, and they are getting by with radical. I mean, it's government advocated and imposed conservation measures, but that's what we have to have.
Yeah, right.
And it's working. It's working immediately. I mean, in the extreme short term.
We don't have to sacrifice that much, because like the City University of New York City did a solar map of the rooftops in New York, and they said we could get 40% of our peak air conditioned time power from our rooftop solar. And under the East River, there are now rotors that are providing from the tides electric power to Roosevelt Island, and they're going to put in more. They studied it, and did an environmental impact statement to make sure it wasn't killing too many fish, even though Indian Point kills like 30 billion fish a year. Nobody's, but here they were so careful.
Are there any comparative figures between energy use in Japan and energy use here per capita? Anything like that?
I think Rocky Mountain Institute has those.
Really?
Yeah.
Amory Lovins is great on all this stuff.
I have another question on cancer statistics. Connecticut and Stern. The state of Connecticut stopped doing cancer registry by county or whatever.
I didn't know that. The Connecticut Cancer Registry was the first, and it was of great historical importance in epidemiology.
Well,
I never heard that
it was
anybody
in Yale.
dismantled
in this book that I read, it said they suspended those, and I'm wondering, is that going on everywhere, or?
I think I heard in New York that they're
It's hard to
not
believe that a state would, that states would.
I think you're.
As they say in journalism school, check it out.
You know, I would.
I've got the book, I'll look it up.
Especially if it's Sternquist, you got
Because
it.
I'm
I'll back-
concerned that living in Connecticut.
I'll back you up on that. I know I read the very same thing, not in particular with regard to Connecticut, but a nationwide cancer registry after 3 Mile Island, within a year of it, was suspended to some degree. And the same thing is, so the same thing is happening with radiation monitoring of the plume from Japan, which is still reaching
Right,
us.
EPA
But
shut down the radiation.
EPA, the NRC cut way back to the normal monitoring, which is milk every 30 days and the water every 90 days. So they don't want to know, and they're not going to look. That way there won't be any problem.
I mean, the cancer registry isn't going to tell you what caused the cancer.
No, but it has to.
The purpose of them is really what kinds of cancers and how many. And then
Even a
No,
child
but
who
they were
That's still
clustering
important.
geographically or
so you
plan.
get the reports, then your analysts. can
Yeah,
find
But Germany
clusters.
concluded around 3 nuclear power plants
Right.
that there was
They
higher
said
leukemia birth
But you
rate.
can't go to any one of those children's medical records and find any evidence of where that leukemia
But
came from.
But we gotta also use common sense, like you said, like the precautionary principle, right? If you see that all these nuclear
We know
power
that
plants-
it's happening, we know it's happening to actual living, breathing
Right.
children, and there's no way to identify those
Right.
children,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, no, but you know.
In a given case, if a child lived a mile from a nuclear power plant and got leukemia, I could not say with any
No, you
confidence
could, but if
that
you
that
saw
caused-
that 100 kids got it in 3 blocks and in another area of the same population, nobody got it.
But the point is, we're
You could
dealing
make
with small
something-
numbers. So it might be that you would have predicted 4 kids, and there are 8. That's a horrible increase, but it's still a small number.
But things were alarming enough for them to suspend
did.
these registries.
Oh,
You
I
know,
don't know. That I don't
No,
know,
but
but
they
I think
made
I
a
would check
conclusion
that-
in
I'd check
Germany
that out.
that
Yeah.
it was more likely.
the German study, definitely,
They
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
But I'm still telling you that it's very small numbers.
Is there
You know,
a
if-
network?
you know,
That's
also, let me
good.
tell you a
That's
different,
good.
A different
That's good that
example.
it's more.
When I try, if I have a patient, a woman who smokes 2 cigarettes a day, and I try to get her to quit, I tell her, and it's true, that she's doubling her risk of a stroke by smoking 2 cigarettes a day. That's true. The risk is very small for somebody who smokes 2 cigarettes a day. But it's still double what it would
But why
have
should a
been.
corporation making money subject us to any risk?
Of course,
Is
When-
there some kind
especially
of
when there's
network you can get
alternative-
on?
of course.
Is there a network email or something?
Well, did you get Newswatch? This is a really good network. Everybody should have Newswatch.
I have a card. If you want to send me an email, I'll put you on my mail. My
Okay.
email.
That's a good offer. Did you get Newswatch? I
Is that
think
the name of the
I think
website?
so. Yeah.
Watch?
The website is newswatchinfo.org.
Send me an email and I'll put you on my list.
Do you do any teach-ins at any of the Occupies?
This is so exciting. We're going to have a teach-in on March 30th for Occupy Wall Street, the environmental group and the anti-war group, like my talk, the connection between weapons and,
Because once he gets in there, sometimes it gets in mainstream. I mean, because they start writing more things into their, whatever they have, resolutions or whatever, or, you know, whatever they say.
Presentation, you can buy that.
So that's actually